we got the brand new iPad Pro with M1 chip. Not very good at this thing. Let's unbox it. Ooh, sleek. Teppo, how do we test this?
Do some editing.
So the exterior of the iPad Pro hasn't really changed. It's, I think, exactly the same, but I love this design. It looks incredible, but what has changed is this screen. It now has the Liquid Retina XDR monitor, which looks insane. It's actually 1,000 nits, and at the peak brightness, 1,600 nits, which is really bright. The previous gen was 600. So this screen is looking incredible. I don't know how they just keep making it look better and better each year. It's hard to, I don't think it's probably gonna come across. It's hard to describe how good this looks in person. But as incredible as this screen is, the real magical upgrades this year are inside. We have 5G, we got the LiDAR, but most importantly, we have that new M1 chip, which they're saying it delivers up to 50% faster performance. That's a lot. But before we talk M1, they have this really cool new feature called Center Stage. Teppo, you wanna see this cool new thing?
I do. Anything to take a break from editing.
Okay, so now when you're FaceTiming, the front selfie camera is actually 122 degrees wide, so that's like really wide. And then let me just show you guys. We're gonna call Tyler here. Let's see if Tyler answers. Hi, Tyler. So I'm testing out this new feature called Center Stage. So as I move around, the camera actually follows with me over here. I go over here. If I go, okay, it's not tracking there. If I go down, it's basically cropping and using machine learning to track me around, follow me around. So that's kind of cool. I can be like, you know, like this. And I think that you come in this frame, I think if you come into the frame, then it's gonna take both of us in there. That's pretty cool.
Ultra wide.
That works pretty well. So that's pretty cool. When you're doing a FaceTime or using a third-party app like Zoom or something, you have this wide-angle camera and it's zooming in and then tracking you around as you move around, which I could see being really handy for like live streams or just doing Zoom calls or whatever. It's actually pretty impressive. I like it. But with the addition of M1, I really feel like we're getting closer and closer to the idea of the iPad becoming a computer like we know it, or a laptop. Like, is this now the MacBook Air Lite? The lighter MacBook Air? We also have this fancy keyboard, which, again, just one step closer to this being an actual, like, laptop computer. Now, more than ever, I would argue, if you are a photographer, wow, this thing is your best friend. It's so intuitive to edit on an iPad. Editing photos is so much fun on iPad, and now it's so fast, like crazy fast. There are no issues. It's like so responsive. Even just like opening up Lightroom, that fast. That took like 2 seconds. 2 seconds from scratch. It's open. You can start editing right away. The speed is incredible. I think this might open up Lightroom faster than on the MacBook. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it might. But also, if you're a graphic designer, for example, Procreate, one of the tools that people really love to use. I've seen people design things in 3D, that's pretty heavy already. You can design something really cool, and then you can plop it into AR space and see the thing that you created. Tools like that are really gonna change the way that creatives work in different areas. We saw the demo of the iPad being able to annotate music as it's being played. Literally, it's plopping down the notes that you're playing, which is just wild that you can, this is your like music studio now. You can make an album, you can edit photos, all on this one super sleek, small tool. The iPad is really becoming this super powerful tool for creatives, whether you're a musician, a photographer, a graphic designer, or filmmaker. What about us filmmakers can you edit video now on an iPad and not have to sacrifice on a whole bunch of things to make it happen? Teppo abandoned editing on the computer. Come join me.
I have work to do.
Come join for a second. Let's see. We're gonna test out how good is editing video on the iPad Pro right now. How fast is it? We're gonna plug in a hard drive. And LumaFusion seems like that's like the editor of choice for our iPad right now. So we're gonna see how good is it at playing footage back. How do I start a shoot? How do I get a new project?
Learning a new program always has minor setbacks.
All right, so we all know that DJI, as much as I love DJI drones, they're incredible, right? We love them, we use them all the time.
Yes.
But the footage is a little bit jerky inside of editing programs. I don't know if you have the same issues of like you play like 5 seconds of it and then just stops and jitters, whatever. Okay, so let's see how well can LumaFusion play DJI footage. This is like the warm up here. We're gonna bring it into LumaFusion here. We got this nice drone clip. I think this is your drone clip, right?
This is my drone
Finland?
clip. Yes, this is
beautiful.
northern Finland.
This is Finland.
Lapland.
Okay, let's see how well it plays.
Perfectly smooth.
I'm not seeing any. That's literally perfect. Literally, like no jitters, no pausing. That's actually pretty impressive. That's pretty good.
Very, very good.
Very impressive. But we know DJI's codec is a little tough on computers. There's one codec that is by far the worst that we've used in a long time, and that is
The R5.
That is the R5 footage. Let's see how well can it play R5 footage, because on even my more expensive computers, it is very sticky. It's like you basically can't edit with R5 footage right now. You have to transcode it.
It's like a train chugging down the railroad.
Yeah, but very, very, very slowly. It's like, okay, let's see what happens on the iPad Pro right now. No issues, no stutters, nothing. It's able to play this completely like
Buttery smooth.
What? How is this possible on an iPad when even the more expensive computers have a really hard time with this footage? That's really impressive.
Is this the new tool for our trips?
I think we need to set a challenge for ourselves and edit a whole video, a whole vlog from start to finish on LumaFusion.
I'm down.
Challenge accepted. We're gonna try it out. But this is getting really, really impressive. This M1 performance, it's like a next level, I feel like. I feel like we're hitting like all of a sudden like, whoa, okay, yeah. A lot of things are possible now. I don't know about you. Are you excited?
I'm pretty excited.
Teppo doesn't get as excited about tech stuff as I do, but this is really exciting.
I'm excited when I take this for the real spin on an airplane and I can just edit in my airplane seat with this in my lap or in a hammock or something.
Imagine that, just having this and you're just like editing like what I'm actually the most excited for is when we get Final Cut on this thing. I've been dreaming of being able to, even if I can do most of the editing on something like this, I can edit, and then I do like the fancy stuff on my computer. Maybe it syncs perfectly to my computer. I do the fancy editing, graphics, whatever, and then I just export it on the computer. Or maybe I can do the whole thing on this, and this is what we bring along instead of a computer. Like that's incredible. That's what I'm waiting for. Not to mention, I think it might be a little bit weird at first, but I think getting used to this like editing on a touch screen will be much faster over the long run. That's my guess. Until we get like AR, till we're in the AR, like Minority Report style editing. That's the dream. You'll be in like a park sitting there, on a park bench, and you'll just be like looking at your edit in your AR space and then start editing. That's the future.
That just scares me.
But that's not all. LumaFusion can also do HDR video, and LumaFusion in a future update now is gonna have multi-track editing, and you can have, I saw a demo with 6 tracks of 4K footage playing all live at the same time, and they were able to just select the camera angle they wanted, real time, everything was playing super smooth. 4K footage, 6 tracks of it. That's crazy impressive. I was literally, I'm not too often like mind blown, but that I was like, I don't even edit multi-track footage that much, but that I was like, wow. That is impressive. And on top of that, you can now get the iPad Pro with 2 terabytes of storage, which means you can actually put a ton of photos or footage and actually use this as a proper editing machine. So my theory is that a lot more people are gonna be adopting the iPad Pro as kind of like one of their main tools they're using in their creative process, whether it's a musician, graphic designer, filmmaker, photographer, all of these areas. M1. But did you know that there's an app now where they use I think they're using just the cameras, I'm not sure, but LiDAR. Anyways, they use it for tennis and you film the whole court and it'll tell you when it's an in or out.
I think we should adopt that for our tennis games.
How many fights would that solve?
It was in, no, it was out.
No, it was out, no, it was in, I swear it was in. All right, let's go check the app. It'll tell you exactly. How good is that?
The things they invent with technology.
So awesome, I love it.
So they have an iPad all the way to the tennis court, tracking everything.
Yeah, actually.
That's cool.
Yeah, I like it.
It's worth resolving the conflicts with that.
Yeah, that's worth what this thing. So this one is $13.99, and the other one, the smaller one, is $9.99. I would say just resolving those conflicts. That would probably be worth the money. You're great, Vanna White.
Thank you.
You ready for this to be your main editing machine?
Yeah, you know, at the end of the day, we just take the memory card, put it into a card reader, straight in here, and let's go.
Let's go.
Also, I require a hammock for the office because I'd like to lie in a hammock while I edit.
A matching hammock for the iPad Pro. Okay.
Hanging from up there.
I think we can make that happen.
That'll increase production levels by tenfold.
Tyler, we need a hammock.
Hello?
Depo said it's a must to have a hammock for editing on the iPad Pro. So can you make that happen? Have the best team. All right. See you guys later.